let's let's start at the top here, right?
Yeah.
What did it initially mean to be verified on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and such?
Yeah. Well, it meant that you were somebody, right? It meant that you were like worth following at the very least, that I am, well, no, and it was an identity verification thing because
It was identification. Yeah, it
but
was
it was identity
identification.
verification. And then
Because
it turned into the, well,
uh,
blue lights.
yeah, it turned into like a status symbol because, like, it's just, say for example, someone like John Cena, right? I'll just throw a
Mhm.
random name out there. He's a major celebrity, right? Big time wrestler, now turned actor, millions of followers, right?
Mhm.
But with that, there are multiple fake John Cena accounts, right?
Yeah.
People love to pretend that they're celebrities for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's to harm the celebrity themselves or whether they get their own clout, I don't know. I don't personally get it, but there are people that do. There are bad actors out there.
Mhm.
So what it means to be verified is like, oh no, this is indeed the real John Cena I'm talking to, or insert celebrity or insert
Yeah.
brand here.
I'm going Danny DeVito. That's that's the
That's a
that,
good one too.
yeah, that would be the only verified. I'd probably be like, oh wow, it's really him.
Right, right. I saw someone too, like, oh, Tina Fey commented on my stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's not the real Tina Fey.
Not Tina Fey.
Tina Fey is verified. This person is not.
Yeah, and this is
So,
Tina Fey 123715.
right. Usually something's off there when you see
Yeah,
that.
something's off.
But now Elon Musk changed the game, right? When Elon Musk took over Twitter, and we've heard some rumblings about what he was going to do, and it was always taken with a grain of salt because he would change his mind every other day, it seemed like, or
Yep.
every other minute sometimes,
Yep.
depending on how the day went. And then here we are, he did Twitter Blue, right? And Twitter Blue has been a thing for some time,
Yeah.
with the whole editing aspect of
Mhm.
it, of longer videos. There were some good features there. I personally was like, I don't find this necessary to pay $8 for, but if you feel like you need to, so be it. Good for you, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no,
now,
I have the same opinion. Like if you like it, whatever. It doesn't, it's a
right?
little unnecessary.
But now the controversy comes in, right? Because now with Twitter Blue, when you pay the $8 a month, now you get the blue check mark, right? That status symbol
Yep.
that now automatically just kind of devalues it, right?
Yeah.
But with that also allegedly came with increased engagement or increased visibility. The way, and Elon Musk has been on record for saying this, that if you're not verified or you're not paying for Twitter Blue, that those tweets are going to be the equivalent of being spam in the email folder.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like okay. I What happens when everybody's Twitter blue?
Everyone's up being on the For You page. So now there's a For You page on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
how TikTok goes.
Mhm.
Um, so that you get priority in the For You page. Otherwise, like, because no one's really going to the following section. Because I've
Right.
tried going to the following section and it's
It,
not as good.
no, it's kind of broken and weird.
Yeah. It's kind of
Really,
fragmented, if you
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily a fan. Like, I would prefer to go to the following page, but like the way how it's set up, it makes you want to go back to the For You page.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, big hardcore because there's a lot of people like the For You thing, which by the way, TikTok made it popular, but it was Meta that did the whole For You thing first, not necessarily with videos or media, but it was
Yeah, but Meta did it. Of course, Meta did it first. It's kind of like Simpsons did it, right? Whatever
yeah.
social media platform is doing right now, Meta in their own way did it first, most likely.
Yeah.
Whether it was a good way or a crappy way, that's up for debate, because TikTok, I would say, does it in a much better way than Meta has ever done it.
Oh yeah, 100% agreed. 100% agreed.
But like, going back on track here. So now, yeah, so Twitter Blue, I mean, essentially it's a crapshoot right now. As of April 20th, if you were a legacy verified account, meaning that you didn't pay for it, you are a status symbol, like you earned your check mark, that would be going away unless you pay for Twitter Blue.
I know, it's so dumb.
And it happened, right? It happened. It was a shitstorm, right, on Twitter.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, Elon's paying for LeBron James. He's paying for William
Yeah.
Shatner, I believe. And there was a third one, Stephen King.
Stephen King. Yeah, it was
Right. Because they were outwardly like, this is bullshit. We're not paying for it. And he's like, oh, fuck you. You're going to be paying for it. It's going to make it look like you're paying for it.
Yeah, no, I know.
And then what? A day later, anyone that has over 1 million followers automatically gets the blue check mark. Your status symbol's back.
Yeah, it's just so it's so like copy and it's like cut together. It's like Frankenstein's monster of a terms of service kind of a thing. Like I get it. Like I'm not going to have 1 million followers, so I'm not going to get my real Twitter non-paid, my free blue check mark. But it just seems like strange thing to do to your customers and your user base is to consistently change the rules and the algorithm to meet those to meet those to make it worthwhile for the
I'm
people.
glad you said that. I'm glad you said about the algorithm, because the algorithm, I think, is completely fucked because of this.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have enough people on staff to adjust it. Or I don't necessarily know who's advising, or if he's listening to advisors, because I think Elon Musk, to his core, I think he's a troll.
Yeah.
And he's a proud troll.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that he's Mr. Tweet or King Tweet, whatever the fuck he's calling himself right now, like he's just enjoying trolling the whole system. I personally don't think he cares if he crashes this site, because it'll just be to his amusement.
No, he doesn't give a fuck. Like he doesn't. And I think that's like a symptom of whatever's wrong with some of these people's brains that like amass billions of dollars in assets. He doesn't care. He doesn't see any. He just doesn't. He won't stop. He just won't stop doing it. And now he's inspired Meta to follow along because it's like easy money. And I think
I don't understand. I don't understand that, because like Twitter, people are laughing at the fact of how much money Twitter made off Twitter Blue, because it's so low.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't cover the fucking interest payments on the debt he took out on the fucking
not at all
thing.
So I don't understand why Meta is going this route when it looks as a failed business model. But here we are. Meta is going through with this. But here's the thing: just because it's under one company, just because you pay doesn't mean you pay for both, for Facebook and Instagram. It's one.
Yep.
Or the other. So you have to pay for both separately. And it's more money. I think it's $15 a month, something like that. I could be wrong. Like, check the math there.
Yeah, I think it's like something. It seems like a streaming service charge, to be honest. It seems like
it really is.
It's like, what the fuck? Like I like, we handle social media accounts, and what we kind of lead with is the ability to engage with people's audiences and meeting the audience where they are, and supplying value to a brand's audience, building that brand. And now when you see that, we have to incentivize, these companies have to incentivize people to sign up for their verification thing, of course I would recommend, do it, because they're going to incentivize it with gaming the algorithm in a short amount of time, so as that you see some increased results. Because otherwise I don't think people will pay for Meta verification or Twitter Blue without seeing the results of better impressions at the very least,
right?
Better engagement.
I'm glad you said that, because I think anyone that would listen to this podcast right now will be like, hey, aren't you guys verified in Twitter? And we are. Local media, I'm verified in Twitter. I advise some clients to get verified in Twitter as well, because I will say this, not because I enjoy Elon Musk and I want to give my money. No, it pains me every single second, the fact that we're paying Elon Musk money to do this.
Yeah.
Hate it. Here's the thing. Twitter is still, whether we love it or hate it, an important social media platform in today's game. Tomorrow could be a different story.
Yeah,
but
ChatGPT social, it'll be fucked up.
or maybe Blue Sky will take off. Hey, anyone wants to invite me to Blue Sky? Please, let's go.
Oh shit, right? I want to see what that's about. Like, right. Send me an invite link to fucking Blue Sky. I want to see what they got going on.
I heard this could be the one. And I'm hopeful it can be. I feel like a Jets fan, right? Anytime the draft comes up, like, this guy's the one.
I'm telling you, man. I lost hope on there being the one after Google Plus. I was like, Google Plus is gonna fucking nail this shit. It's gonna be better than Facebook. It's gonna be better than Twitter. I'm gonna fucking get in on the ground floor and I'm gonna fucking build. That shit was closed like a few years later. It was like, do you remember Google Plus?
I do remember Google
That was like
Plus.
the first Plus like related thing, like it was fucked up.
Blue Sky is looking hopeful because Jack Dorsey is the driving force behind it. So, like, obviously he was the one behind Twitter, and look what Twitter became. However, touching on this, why are we verified? Right?
Yeah.
It's a quick story. So, on my personal Twitter, right, I have 10,000 plus followers, almost 11,000 followers on there. Right, I do okay in there. I would get a good amount of engagement. Tweet every day. I was consistent, doing my thing, on brand, on voice. I had a loyal following, interacting. Awesome, cool. Then all of a sudden, fuckhead takes over and makes all these announcements, etc., etc. All of a sudden, you start to see my engagement drop, right? It's dropping significantly. I'm just like, oh, well, that's weird. Maybe I'm losing my touch. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I see one of my low followers, then a couple of actually low followers tweet at me. It's like, hey, Mark, haven't seen you tweet in a while. Hope all is well. Hope all is okay.
You're like, I've been tweeting, damn it.
Yeah, I've been tweeting. You're not seeing my stuff. So let me try this. Let me pay for Twitter Blue. Let's see what happens. Skyrockets. Engagement skyrockets back up.
Yeah.
And gradually I start seeing other accounts that we managed going through the same problem that I initially had. Let's pay for Twitter Blue. Let's see what happens. Boom, increases again.
Yeah.
So this is why we pay for Twitter Blue.
Yeah.
This is why we have advised people to pay for Twitter Blue.
Yeah.
Again, not for Elon Musk, but not for these small businesses to have a fighting chance. Because hey, listen, celebrities. Stoney, I'm sure you've seen it too. Like celebrities and other people talk block the blue, right? Block the blue. You've seen that hashtag going on
because they don't need it.
They don't need it. They don't need it. Hey, they've earned it. They've done it, right? They don't understand what the little guy with a small business has to go through. There's no way we can have an organic reach like that, like the way a celebrity has. You can't.
No, there's no fucking way. I mean, celebrities have so much just in terms of like SEO stuff that goes into their, they have PR firms and shit that are helping them, and even businesses, big businesses have PR firms. They have social media managers. They have the studies on the social media algorithms, and they have millions and millions of dollars devoted to this kind of stuff. A small business, unfortunately, has to pony up and donate the money to Elon Musk's gold toothpick fund.
And at the very least, they also have clout, right?
Yeah,
they have name recognition and clout.
Yeah.
So like they have the following. You have a million, hundreds of thousands of followers. If you have a blue check mark or not, you're going to get seen.
Yeah, that's right.
A small business, a growing brand, on the other hand, they don't have a fighter's chance.
No, they're not. They're not plugged into the same world. And that's, I would argue, for maybe it's an extended discussion for another time, but I would argue that that's by design. We don't want the little guy in a position to be able to take on the big guy who wants it all, or the big woman who wants it all, or the little woman who wants, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be PC about it, but it's just not set up. And then, so in a way, yeah, we got to recommend that. No, you got to give yourself a fighting chance. These are the cards that you're dealt. And as a result, you will see, it seems so far, at least, that you're going to see increased engagement. You're going to see increased impressions. You're going to see more people are going to see your stuff.
Well, initially, because what I've seen now, it's interesting with the whole block the blue trend. I feel like it's kind of leveling out a bit, which is, it's a fascinating time right now because it's all fresh. Like, I myself was pondering, like, do I get rid of the blue check mark? Do I unsubscribe from Twitter Blue? Because this kind of goes against, what I believe, because it's all becoming a pay for play service here.
Yeah, man, it's weird. Like, because what's the old saying? If the product is free, then you're the product. So like in regards to social media, it was, no, man, social media is free, dude. You share things with your family, share things with your friends, see what everybody's up to. Totally fucking free, man. All we want is a little bit of your data. That's all we want. Just a little bit of your data. And now it's like, hey, you want to be seen by your friends and your family? All we want is $11.99 and a little bit of your data. And it just seems like a little unfair to the people that are consuming this stuff and the consumers of social media in general. But you can't really, you're not going to beat these guys. You're not going to beat
No,
them at this game.
right. It is
Oh,
a game. It's becoming more and more rigged. It's like you're at a casino and they're blatantly making it like, we know going into a casino when you're going to gamble, like, the house typically wins, but like, hey, you do typically win a few hands before you realize, oh, I'm about to lose my money any second. I should walk away here.
mhm, mhm.
Now, the house is just like, you're going to fucking lose no matter what. Keep coming back.
They're like, listen, man, I've played this game for way longer than you have, and I'm very fucking good at it. Like,
You're not going to win a fucking hand.
no, you're not. You're just not a single one, but you're gonna want to keep playing, that's for sure. And you're gonna have to keep playing, like we say all the time. It's like if you're a small business, you're not on social media, you're leaving money on the table. Unfortunately, now Mr. Musk and Mr. Zuckerberg want a little bit of the money.
Right.
And that's just the way that this segment of the economy wants to go, or this business model wants to go in this direction. I know Zuckerberg blew up billions of dollars on that whole metaverse thing that apparently has been canceled now. Thank God. That would have been very weird to go shopping with goggles
Is he
on.
trying to recoup? Is he trying to recoup the losses through doing this, you think?
Yes, I think he is doing it like that, and I also think that he's pivoted hardcore into AI, into language model AI, like
Got it.
ChatGPT, like
Got it.
everybody else. So he's
So
just like, take the money from there. We'll stop doing it.
we've been focusing a lot on a Twitter verification, but we should probably discuss the meta verification a little bit more too,
Yeah.
like what that entails.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it starts at $11.99 a month, or $14.99 a month on mobile. So there's for some reason, two tiers,
right.
which is bizarre to me.
Twitter had the same thing actually too.
They did?
Yeah.
I missed that. That's weird.
Yeah, you get
Totally
it's
overlooked
cheaper.
it.
It's cheaper when you do it on a computer as opposed to doing it through mobile. Yeah,
Oh, you know why? Do you know
because
why?
of the App Store.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
fucking weird.
yeah,
Like all these tech companies are just like, well, I mean, we're gonna have to charge the consumer extra.
that's so stupid.
I mean, it's
But
fucking weird.
it was interesting. So, like, I followed this right when the very early beginnings, when there were just rumblings about it. They initially launched it in the beta phase in New Zealand and Australia. They first rolled it out, right? And what it came with was like the blue check mark, of course. I think better customer support or instant customer support.
Yeah.
Um, it was a two-way authentication,
Mhm.
and also in New Zealand, Australia, here was the selling point. Here was increased engagement, right?
Right.
That was a main factor there for that,
Mhm.
which was like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, they're going the Twitter route. This is something to watch out for,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
United States I knew was next.
Yeah.
So they launched the United States, right? I'm like, okay, here we go. What's up?
Mhm.
Everything the same as the initial model, except there was a pause, keyword pause,
Yeah.
on doing
Pause.
increased engagement.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, okay. So this is interesting. I paid for it for my personal, just to experiment, just to see
Yeah, of course.
what's going to happen.
You always experiment on your own profile before we go and advise clients to do anything, right? So I mean, that's
Absolutely,
standard.
just to see if there's a difference any which way, like if it helps at all. Like, hey, I understand that there are people that, especially growing brands, they're about to break out, et cetera, that they go through people like I was mentioning before, like these copycats accounts, they're trying to steal identities, et cetera. Like, so I understand that, if you want to get verified, to make sure like they let everyone know, hey, this is me, right? I understand that.
Mhm.
That would be a good thing to pay for.
Mhm. Yeah.
But right now, I don't see why you would pay for Instagram right now, because that's the only thing really that it would offer.
Well, it's a cash grab in some cases, but in other, like, as this gets tweaked, I assume they'll find the algorithm to make you feel like, or to make you get more engagement on certain days, and then on other days. Because if, again, like I kind of said earlier on, what happens if everybody signs up? Like, how are you going to say that you're going to get better than the other person who's right? Like how does that work? Then everybody's just the same.
I think then you're showing up more on the feed, or maybe it just goes back to what it originally was,
That's what I'm
chronological
saying.
order.
Like, isn't the ultimate if Zuckerberg, Musk, and apparently Snap also is doing some crazy shit with this. If Zuckerberg, Musk, and them all are get exactly what they want, and that's everybody paying for it, it goes back to the same. It would just go back to the same, I would imagine, and then they would have to develop a whole new algorithm to try to keep people thinking that they're getting something great and new.
Which is funny enough because you related this to streaming services, and I feel like that's what streaming services have come to be. Like we're at this point where we're going back to cable.
Yeah.
Like we eventually just evolve enough, going back into a circle, starting to square one.
Yeah, no, that's what it's exactly what happened with streaming services. Because all right, now I need the Netflix one. Okay, now I need Hulu because that's got that's got more up-to-date TV. Oh shit, Disney Plus for the kids, obviously. And now, oh shit, I need Paramount Plus for my Star Trek. I'm paying more than I would if I just had a cable subscription, but that kind of underscores that if people are willing to pay more for a thing, the implication there is that whatever it is that they're willing to pay more for has some sort of has some sort of benefit. So in the case of streaming services, it would be the fact that we could turn it on at any time we want and pick whatever we want to watch at the given time. I do not see where the benefit is in having a little bit more engagement that could then turn off. Like it's weird that it's a switch that they can just flip at any time. It's not like we were watching Netflix. I mean, it's kind of similar. They can cancel your show, but it's not like on Tuesdays you can't watch you can't binge, but on Wednesdays you can. And that's to me what sounds like it'll end up happening is that as they fine tune the new algorithm for the paid users, as the paid users numbers go up. So I can't. Right. I mean, I don't know if this necessarily lends itself. Like they're in uncharted waters.
I think all social media right now is in uncharted waters right now. I think right now every platform is going through a weird identity crisis. And it's funny enough because I feel like it's a mirror of what our country is right now. We're just going through a weird identity crisis.
Yeah.
And it has to change at some point. It has to get shit together at some point. Otherwise, it's going to fail, and it's going to fail hard.
Oh, yeah. If like, this is the thing. Okay, so like if you think about it in like in terms of businesses and the way that like a particular industry work, there is such a concept as like price fixing, right? So you'll have like 4 companies and each company sells basically the same thing. They could get together and be like, well, I'm not going to charge less than $14.99. And the other guy goes, yeah, no, I won't charge less than $14.99 either then. And I won't charge less than, and then another woman goes, oh, I won't charge less than 14. And then all of a sudden everybody's got to pay $14.99 no matter where you go. And they're not competing on the same level. So they're not competing on price. So I have to say, like, I'm very curious to see what people like us, what our experiences will be in the next 6 months with all this paid verification stuff. I'm very curious. Will people be canceling? Will people go, what the fuck am I paying this for? High inflation right now. Why would I pay for this? And if you're a regular person, and this is where I split off a little bit. If you're a small business, sorry, you got to do it. If you're a regular person who maybe just wants to have like, more people talk to you and engage with your posts, but you're not really a brand and you're a regular person, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't give Elon Musk your money, but right. If you're an actual business or you're a brand and you're trying to grow and you're trying to grow your career or you're trying to grow your business, you got to do it. That's just what it is. Like you got to pay your electricity bill and you got to pay for your groceries. It's just an expense item. It's just a line item for expense.
It's unfortunate, but yeah. I mean, as of right now, I would lean towards do it, but I would keep a careful eye. I would keep my finger probably on the cancel button because we don't necessarily know what Elon's going to do next. But yeah. Just keep your finger on the pulse. Figure out what's going on. What is you can't predict what this man's going to do, but you can follow along to see what are the best practices to be on Twitter. And is Twitter still going to be valuable to you, your brand? Hey, if you are, say, a photographer, right? like Michael Cassara, a guest that
Yeah,
we had on an earlier on an
yeah.
earlier show. Uh, you know, Twitter is not worth it for you, so
Mm-mm.
don't do it. Just don't do it at all.
Yeah, don't.
You know, put your focus on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need them all.
No,
It's really, and that's where maybe they're different, because Twitter is for a different type of promotion, let's call it, than an Instagram is. Different medium altogether. Same overall structure. You're sharing stuff to people that you've connected with, but a completely different voice.
and then also, you know, if you are worried about like, you know, someone stealing your identity on these social medias of someone trying to pretend to be you, then you know it's something to consider as well. You
Oh,
know,
well, that's true. That's
a
true.
Instagram, honestly, I personally don't think it's worth it yet. Keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on the news. You know, are they going to like unpause the whole engagement ticker up? Maybe. I don't necessarily know why they paused it. I think maybe they're tinkering around with it. I think that's why.
Yeah.
I personally think eventually it's going to happen. That's the only reason why I'm staying with it right now.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if another few months go by and it's not doing it, I'm just going to cancel that as well because I personally don't feel like I need it right now.
Right.
But like, you know, if you are someone that's on the cusp of breaking out as far as a brand or being a celebrity or whatever it is, and you feel you don't have the blue check mark and you feel like you need it, then go ahead, go for it. I'm not going to follow you. I'm not going to sit here and say cancel blue. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be that person. I'm not going to
Yeah.
judge you
No,
for it.
you can't, because Elon Musk is the one who's out there saying, I'm going to make your tweets invisible if you don't pay me. And if you've already amassed a certain level of a certain number of followers and your brand is succeeding as a result, you can't afford to fuck around. And
Right.
that's kind of what makes it dirty. But it's also like you got to play the game. You know, you're not gonna win shit if you don't pay attention to the environment that you're operating in.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but it's just the way that this is structured.
And if your brand is doing like, you know, or your niche, for example, is doing like really well on Twitter and that's where the niche still is, then I hate to break it to you. I mean, that's where you got to stay for right now. But I think Blue Sky, honestly, is something to keep an eye on. Again, if you have it, give me an invite. I'd love to check it out and play around to see like, if it is actually well worth it. But from what I understand, it is becoming a contender or could become a contender.
Well, now here's my question. What do you know about Blue Sky? Because I admittedly know not as much as you. Like, what is the news on that?
I know the news on it. I know it's it's an invite only stage right now. I think it's actually they're talking about that being permanent. It has a similar it's more user friendly than Mastodon from what I've heard. Right.
Oh,
But it has a similar case with Mastodon where you can kind of choose your own algorithm type of deal. This from my understanding of it, and like, you know, whoever has Blue Sky right now, I would love to hear from you just to, you know, we can talk more about this at length. You know, what do you like about it, what you don't like about it? Is this actually a viable contender? Am I right in this? Give me an invite.
We're just like, give him an invite, man.
Yeah. I'm thirsty for Blue Sky.
You want to try Blue Sky, man. Like, let's get this
But
guy
like
Blue Sky.
this is why I know, and also Jack Dorsey is running this. So that's why for me, like, you know, that makes a difference in who's running this. Hive at one point I thought, you know, was close, but like once I saw like, you know, who was running this, it's like 3 kids pretty much just running this show. I'm like, there's no way you're going to survive, and there was too many people on it, and they had to shut down the server, and they shut it down for like a few weeks, and then that was it. That was the death of it.
They're like, oh no, can't afford this.
But it was getting hot. It was getting hot for a little bit, and it was pretty cool. Like, you know, I saw what they're doing it was the similar interfaces as Twitter, but then kind of mixed with MySpace a little bit, a little flavor there for like, you know, music on your profile. Yeah, it was a nice feel.
Profile. I don't know why we said that was lame, but it is the best way to do social media. You click on a random person and you get to know so much about them based off of what song they're playing.
You do. Okay.
You get so much information just from that. You know, like I can read that you like the song in text, but I'm not gonna fucking know who you are, what do you choose to display if it's, you know, with text.
I feel your soul.
Play the song. Play the fucking song. I don't even care what it is. Just let me know who you are.
Well, that's our advice for anyone that's like, you know, wondering, should I be verified in Meta? Should I be verified on Twitter? is honestly, I mean, you have to just answer the question. It's like, what am I looking for? Why am I doing this? If you're looking for clout, if that's your only reason is to just get that blue check mark, honestly, I don't think it's worth it because everyone's onto it right now. Everyone's onto it.
If it's
So
just
if that's the only reason, don't do it. It's not worth it. Earn it.
Yeah.
It's better to do that. But
not that it's easy. I mean, it's not easy to earn clout, but don't pay if you're just in it for, just to be cool. Pay if you're in a business for yourself, or if you're a brand, if you're a personal brand and you're working on networking and you're trying to grow your name because you believe there's money attached to the future of doing, or to the act of doing so, do it. Gotta do it.
Like, I've seen people actually brag that they're verified now, only to find out that they paid for it. It's like,
yeah,
really?
Weird. That's weird. Like, yo, man, I'm verified on Twitter, and it's like, dude, I've got $8 too. I could buy a whole bunch of, like, I don't know, I could probably buy like half a carton of eggs with $8. I should buy, like, it's a strange thing to fucking brag about, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. It's a weird world we live in, but here we are. Anyway,
what do you think is going to happen though? Like, give me your prediction. Like, and you could be completely wild with it, but what do you think the result is of all of this pay to play shit?
What do I think? I think honestly, it's so hard to tell. Like, I think honestly, I think we're going to start seeing some social media fatigue going on, and it's already going on here.
Yeah.
And because it's a lot of bullshit out there right now, and people are tired of it. And I think gradually you're going to see people getting off Twitter, getting off Instagram, going to wherever else, right? Or maybe, I don't know, enjoy the real world. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then I think if enough people do that, a smart business person will realize, hey, we need to get these people back somehow, some way. Let's change it up here. Yeah, I think also it's going to be like that. And if they don't, then you'll see the death of social media as we know it.
That would be so weird to see.
It'd be so weird to see. But, like, listen, we can say what we will about Elon Musk. You can say what you will about Mark Zuckerberg, but the fact of the matter is, like, money makes the world go around. And if they see enough people leave, they're going to have to do something to get them back.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Because you can't just bleed users.
Right. So I think ultimately that's my prediction of what may happen. And again, it's a wild prediction. It's a bold take. I could be extremely wrong. This could be the status quo. Like, it could be like, when Netflix raises its prices and you hear people like, oh, well, I'm going to cancel now. They don't. Yeah. They don't. Or maybe they do for a month and they just sign right back up.
Yep.
So, like, maybe this is just going to be a status quo.